Rev up your engines for the Mid-Michigan Biker Podcast with Big E. Proudly sponsored by Christensen Law, where bikers helping engine bikers is more than just a motto. It's our commitment to the biker community. Be sure to tune in and listen to the latest news and biker buzz. And for all your personal injury needs, be sure to contact the Christensen Law team at 248-900-9000. Welcome to the Mid-Michigan Biker Podcast, where the rubber meets the road and the tales of the ride unfold. I'm Big E, your guide on this two-wheeled adventure. Life is short, bikers, so let's get after it. Hey everybody, welcome to a special edition of the Mid-Michigan Biker Podcast. Tonight in studio, I've got PP, and we are joined by Josh Voss, the general manager of Hot Rod Harley Davidson. Welcome to the show, Josh.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me.
Not much. We're happy to have you. So we've been playing a little cat and mouse. Tried to get Jamie on the podcast, talk about the upcoming swap meet. She's either extremely busy or nervous about being on a podcast, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, busiest lady in the dealership right there.
That's what I've heard, actually. She's got about 27 hats, is what I was told.
That might even be a couple shy.
And I didn't think much of it. And then I started looking at stuff online, and it's like, contact Jamie, contact Jamie, contact Jamie. And I'm like, holy cow, they weren't lying.
Yeah. I had lead off the show with a plug for Jamie for sure. That lady does it all. She is very, very involved in everything at the dealership. And then on top of that, she drives Bike Time, the big event there in Muskegon. So she's a huge player. Very, very busy.
Yeah. So
you got me instead.
I guess I will settle for the general manager of what we think is probably the best Harley Davidson dealer in the state of Michigan.
Awfully kind words there.
Well, we've always been treated pretty well by you guys. So we plug you every chance we get.
Oh, and that is a mutual relationship there. You guys treat us pretty good too. So there's happy to have you anytime. I'll take any plug we can get. Two good dudes I'm talking to right now, so I'll take it.
All right. So let's talk about the swap meet Saturday first. We'll start with that. What do you got for us?
Once again, Jamie comes up with the idea of, traditionally maybe Harley Davidson dealership, you think new parts, new motorcycles, try to stay away from things like swap meets.
Right.
But yeah, we're big kind of general believers in the motorcycling community as a whole. There's a huge place for things like swap meets, and we have the space. So we're gonna give it a shot. This year we kind of set our sights a little bit smaller. We've got a grand total of I think 15 different vendors showing up.
Oh, wow.
So everything from general used parts, it's what you expect at a swap meet. We got a little bit looser with what you might expect at a regular swap meet. So we got a couple clothing vendors, a couple like motorcycle geared jewelry vendors. I'm sure I'm missing something in there, but it's actually, man, I've been thrilled with the amount of maybe attention it's gotten on social media and the number of people asking about it. So I really I expect it to be a pretty big thing. So kind of pumped on it.
Very cool. Yeah, we're cool. I know we're planning on coming down.
Yep.
James, you gonna go?
Yeah, I think so.
Me and OG and Abram are going down. We'll be down there bright and early.
Yeah, happy to have you. I'll have a little bit going on besides just the swap meet. We do have, I mean, for anyone who hasn't been at the dealership, I know you guys have seen it before, but where the swap meet's going to be at is actually in our kind of downstairs event space.
Right.
So it's a liquor licensed facility. So we'll have the bar open.
Nice.
Trying to encourage a little bit more spending for all of the vendors there, and if not, hopefully just come down, have a good time. So here she is again. Jamie will be back there tending the bar,
right,
at the swap meet, and just frankly, if anything, hoping we get the motorcycle community out and spend some time looking at cool parts and if anything, just kind of talking motorcycles. So,
yeah, definitely go upstairs and check out those new street glides and road glides. Wow, you guys had a ton of them there last weekend.
Yeah, man, we probably got 15, 20 new body style street glide, road glides, and today, right, we got a whopping 40 degrees out there in sunshine.
Right.
So we actually were able to put some people out on test rides and butts and seats.
Oh,
and
nice.
I don't think a single person came back without like grinning ear to ear on one of those bikes.
Yeah, I'm just for
they're outstanding.
Bike time in the demo trailer.
Oh, hey, no, don't wait for that, man. We're open test rides. You come ride one anytime you want to.
Oh. Now, Tricia will probably get upset if I buy a new bike this year. You realize that? It's okay for her to buy one every year, but I have to wait a couple of years, you know.
Well, hey, just come ride one of ours then. Instead, right? Yeah, no big deal. Legitimately, we're always open to test rides, especially when it comes to a new model, right? I mean, why can you? I can't imagine. There's not a whole lot of industries out there where you would consider spending $30,000 on something you've never ridden before,
right?
Or touched or used, right?
Right.
Like why the heck not? So, yeah. It's awesome bikes.
Of course, you know, I have the Ultra. I sat on one of those road glides last weekend. I kind of like that. It was very comfortable. And I don't know, maybe it's time for a shark nose.
It's I tell you what, that's they're calling my name for some reason, those new road glides. I'm traditionally I'm a less is more kind of guy when it comes to motorcycles. My last bike was a Road King Special that I just very recently sold to a friend, and man, I am I can't stop staring at the Alpine Green Road Glide for some reason.
I would probably have to take a coin and flip it between that and the reddish one, the Amber Whiskey Fire. Is that what it is?
Whiskey Fire.
Yeah, Whiskey Fire. Yeah, it's a hot color.
Man, those are sharp. Those two colors are just. Of course, now the Tobacco Fade, that bike has got. I like that. A lot of people like Tricia. She doesn't like it. That Tobacco Fade paint job. Oh, I don't
mind the paint job. I don't like the sticker on the big emblem on the side of the tank.
Yeah, the man, that Tobacco Fade paint job. I didn't. I wasn't so sure what to think about it personally. I mean, I'm very honest when it comes about the paint on motorcycles here. But it was pointed out to me that that's like I mean, everything about that kind of screams to the musician out there.
Yep.
Like that tobacco fade is a kind of a classic guitar paint job.
Yep.
And the guitar pick on the front fender and the tank emblem that looks like a record. I mean, they definitely that screams rock star, that bike.
Yeah, I really like that bike.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's growing on me a little bit. We have that Lowrider ST that's been sitting in there. So it's a good looking motorcycle.
It is sharp. Yeah. Apparently it looks even better outside in the sunlight, but we haven't had much sun. So
sounds like we have to push it outside is the problem.
Maybe. All right. So we got that going on, the swap meet, and that's from 10 to 3.
Yeah. Swap meet's 10 to 3 on Saturday. We have vendors in and loading out a little bit before that. We do have a little overflow space. So anyone who happens to hear this in the next day and is dying to come out and sell their stuff, we have overflow space outside. Looks like it's supposed to be decent. $20 a spot. And the $20 is not for us. It's all donation to Kids Food Basket, which is a local charity here in Muskegon that does primarily lunches for grade school kids who can't do them. So, but yeah, 10 to 3 should be a good time.
Yeah. And of course you're going to be open upstairs, and if someone wants to buy a brand new bike, you would not be opposed to selling them one, or even a nice used one.
I wouldn't. Yeah. We just priced down a whole bunch of used bikes. We probably got 80 used motorcycles sitting in inventory right now.
I know there's a ton of bikes there. I was like, holy
time to make room for the next batch. So
'tis the season.
Heck yeah. Yeah. Springtime. This is what we wait for, right? I think it's actually, Eric, I think when I saw you on Saturday, I said something along the lines of this is the worst time of year, right?
Right. Yep. Exactly what you said.
Yeah. It's like, man, I can handle January, I expect it to be cold, but you get down here into the last days of March and early April, it's just give me 50 degrees and some sunshine consistently. So
a week or so ago we were riding.
Yeah.
And
yeah, right.
I put my bike back in the shed and plugged it all in because the weather just frustrating. They tease us and then they take it away.
Yeah. It's a tough time of year, battery season, as I call it.
Yeah.
You get your bike out, you go and ride it one day, you forget to plug it back in, battery's dead the next day because it's 20 degrees. So, yeah, I'm ready for it. And
yeah, I think we're just chomping at the bit. It's been such a mild winter. I don't think that helped.
No.
Everybody's just anxious to get out and ride.
Not one bit at all. But yeah, so we're excited for a little bit of decent weather. Got some fair weather in the forecast. It's always a big sign to us. We got a bunch of motorcycles rolling out of winter storage and people picking them up and excited to get out and ride. So, it's motorcycle season all of a sudden.
Rider Academy classes started?
No, so Rider Academy classes start in 2 weeks from now. Absolutely love that program. I think we're booked all the way until the second week of June already. And we do 1 or 2 classes a week, 10 riders in a class. And it's a killer class. I think the only requirements are you have a driver's license and you can ride a bicycle.
Yeah.
So they'll take you from A to Z.
And what bikes do they use on that?
So right now we're still using the Street 500s in the Riders Academy class. Harley has started transitioning over to a 350 motorcycle for those. We have not made that switch yet. We've got 12 really nice XG 500s that are perfectly good for learning.
Right.
And so we've stuck with those. I think they fit a little bit broader range of riders. And actually, at the end of the day, those XG 500s and 750s, they're a good motorcycle. We've had a lot of people come back with good feedback on the 750s, especially.
I've actually heard that was a good starter bike.
They are. They're
very capable. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very capable. They are capable of doing the highway speeds if you need to. But for most of our starter bike, most people who want to start on the road, right? They want something that they feel okay with tipping over in the parking lot if they have to.
Right.
And then it's forgiving. It's easy to ride. It's not going to get away from you. They're good all around bikes. So, the classes start soon. We're excited for that. Once again, another work of Jamie, but
yeah,
she's
that's kind of why I brought that
she's
up.
our right.
I was actually looking at rider coach information, and I saw, Hot Rod Harley Davidson. Oh, contact Jamie. Big surprise.
She took over our riding academy manager position. I think she's going on year 3 with that. And I mean, she's introduced Monday through Wednesday classes, which we used to strictly be Thursday through Friday.
Right.
And then new this year, which is pretty cool, is we actually have pardon me if I don't coin the term on the website exact, but I think it's intermediate riding class, which is specifically for like those of us who might have been riding dirty.
Right.
So if you have a motorcycle and you just need your endorsement, it's a 2-day class instead of a 3-day class. It's $150 cheaper. You still get a lot of the good training. But they kind of get you through it a little bit quicker, expect you to be able to ride.
I'm guessing it's probably more similar to what the community colleges offer.
For sure.
As opposed to the other riding class, which is, I've heard, way better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shameless plug aside, it's the coaches that you have at one of those, one of our classes,
right,
versus the community college class or a state class. They're there legitimately to help people learn to ride. It's not just a chance to go get your endorsement and move on.
I think I was lucky because one of my coaches up here when I took the class to get my endorsement, actually I think is one of the coaches down there, but
yeah, they travel for sure.
So I might have got lucky.
Yeah, those guys travel. They bounce around. They're not employees of the dealership necessarily,
right?
But man, they could be treated as such. They're all good people and care about their students. And my wife might kill me for saying this, but they managed to get her through the class, and that was saying something. So,
wow. Ouch.
They still tell the story to this day of her getting through the class. So, she learned how to find neutral the hard way. I guess is the best way I can put it. So,
do you mean it doesn't just pop into neutral?
No, and it turns out if you dump the clutch in first gear, someone else has to rescue you off the motorcycle before you eat it. So,
well, I know Harleys are just like known for neutral just being so easy to find, anyways. So
right. That's what everyone says, right?
Yeah. I'm just glad I don't have to start my bike in neutral.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you get a knack for it after some time, but you jump on a stranger's motorcycle and have to put it into neutral. You could be sitting there all day long.
Yeah, mine I don't have a problem finding neutral on mine. I jump on Carl's to move it around because he keeps it here. I cannot find neutral on that damn bike. I struggle.
Yeah. Well,
Finally, I'm
and
just
those
I'm pulling the clutch in.
I will say those riding academy bikes are they're a lesson in finding neutral.
Oh yeah.
They've spent their entire life in neutral first and second gear, so they you learn it the hard way on them. But I doubt anyone walks out of it with a lack of confidence in finding neutral. So
Okay, so we covered the swap meet, covered riding academy. What else you guys got going on?
man, it's we're getting into the hot time, right? So we go from I say this jokingly, but we go from twiddling our thumbs for the last 4 months to all the way on. So we don't have necessarily date set at this point in time, but keep an eye on our social media channels. We will have bike nights starting up. It sounds like we're going to make the switch from Thursdays to trying out a Friday this year. A lot of feedback. A lot of feedback says Friday night is the night.
Might
for
get
bike
us
nights.
down there for a couple of them then.
yeah. It's Thursdays. It sounds like we got two things, right? It's
right.
You have to get up and go to work on Friday morning, and then also the third shifters have a hard time coming out on Thursday nights. So,
right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make the switch definitely for the first one, kind of see how that goes, and look for that probably sometime in early to mid-May will be our first bike night. Making a couple changes there, gonna kind of maybe dial back on the band a little bit, make it more about riding, and try some biker rodeo stuff. Get it a little bit more involved as far as the entire campus at Hot Rod is concerned.
Right.
Obviously, it's worth a stop in if you haven't seen the new 2024s already. I mean, things going aside, regardless, I've said this a couple times already, but I genuinely mean it when I say come down and test ride one. It's no obligation to purchase one, but if you are currently or not currently riding a Harley Davidson touring motorcycle, and you haven't thrown a leg over one of the 24s, it is worth putting a few miles on. They're noticeably lighter, fun to ride, torquey.
I heard that new engine's pretty trick.
yeah, they're great. And then it's hard for us this time of year to plan much past bike time, right? So at this point in time, our season of planning kind of stops the third weekend in July until we get to the third weekend in July.
Right.
Lots going on with bike time this year. They're planning on maybe extending an extra day, starting on Wednesday, going through Saturday.
Oh wow.
That if you've never been,
I think I actually saw Rebel Road posted something that they were starting on Wednesday. Camping is available on Wednesday.
Yep. So we've got camping on site at Hot Rod. Probably going to start concerts Wednesday night, go all the way through Saturday. Obviously, the demo truck will be there. A little bit more going on site. I think. I am not personally on the bike time board. I am. All of this is hearsay for me,
right?
But it seems like the last couple of years it's getting just more all encompassing, kind of stretching the entire area of downtown. So sometimes it's hard for us to see past that date right now. So
I imagine. I mean, that's a huge. There's so many things going on. So many people down there for it. It's
it's a crazy time for me. It's a crazy time for our staff. If you think about on a regular work week compared to what is asked that week, it's a lot. A lot of those days we're open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 3 or 4 days in a row, and it's a great time. It flies by. It's an absolute whirlwind. And if you haven't, come and check it out. it's worth a trip, right? I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
it's a biker event that's worth attending. I think maybe not recognized quite as much as it should be, honestly, at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah. I think it's one of my favorite ones to go to. So, I know last year? Last year? I want to say it was last year before. Or was it the year before? Trisha was looking at. We went in there and she was looking at bikes. It might have been the year before.
I think it was.
Yeah, and there was a Road King in there, and it was like purple metal flake, pretty bike. And she's like, "Oh, I like that bike. I like that bike." Well, you know how she is, anyways. Well, she goes, I wonder what they'll do. I wonder if they'll do a trade. So we walked downtown, and by the time we got back, the bike was gone. I mean,
it's always how it
works. We weren't
works.
gone an hour, and it was gone. So, yeah, you guys are probably a little busy that time of year.
Yeah, it's hard to put into words what the business as a whole goes through that time, but it's appreciated. At the end of the day, it's not lost, right? Like we appreciate the outpouring from everyone showing up and taking part in the event and having fun in the event. And at the end of the day, it's fun for us too, right? So all the work aside, it's still a good time.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, my main purpose was trying to get Jamie on here to talk about the swap meet. I definitely think I did pretty good getting you on here instead. Yeah. Got to learn a little bit of everything going on down there. Rider Academy, sure. Bike time. Definitely very cool. And
somebody back on here for bike time.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get you back on here closer to bike time. We got some stuff listed. Know what's going on.
Yeah. Back on anytime, guys. I love talking motorcycles.
You might just have to come up here and sit with us and come in studio and drink a beer and drink some bourbon, and we can just BS motorcycles on one of our crazy podcasts.
From what I understand, there may be a bit of a bourbon selection developing up there. Do I understand that correctly?
Yeah, between the two of us, there's a pretty good selection up here.
All right, yeah. No, I tell you, you tell me when you want me in studio, and I'll bring a bottle to add to the selection.
Oh, all right, we always like guests like that.
We'll break into it, and talk motorcycles for as much as you want, man. It's a good time.
I have 3 episodes. They're like the lost episodes of the podcast that we've recorded. They're like 2 hours long because we get drunk and just talk.
It's a little too much bourbon.
It's fun.
Yeah,
definitely too much bourbon. Those are beer and bourbon powered episodes.
I understand. It
couple
sounds
of
to
them
me like
made it into the podcast schedule, but there's some that have not.
Well, I've done a good job of keeping my Miller Lite crack set to silent then while I'm talking. If that's the case. So, that sounds awesome. I'm down for talking motorcycles anytime. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Well, thank you for coming on, and I will see you Saturday. Well, I guess James is going down too, so we'll see you Saturday.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna do a little YouTube action. Bring my camera down and
holy crappers.
And put a little something on YouTube,
Heck yeah. At the end of the day, not sure what to expect. Hope it's an awesome turnout. Should be quite a bit to see, and bring the camera. Let's show it off.
Always a good time. Yeah. I mean, you guys are, like I said, probably the best Harley store in Michigan. That's my humble opinion, and I'm not so humble, but we've been to a few of them, and
I've been to everyone in Michigan.
And I mean, granted, I haven't bought bikes at all of them, but I mean, even customer service wise, before I bought a bike, when I was looking at bikes, thinking about buying bikes, we stopped in at Hot Rod, and we stopped in at that other place that's over east-ish.
East of Hot Rod.
Yeah. And I was not treated the best over there, as opposed to when I was at Hot Rod and sitting on bikes because I wanted to get a feel for a Harley because I'd never had one. And you guys were awesome. Whereas the other place, when I said that I wasn't necessarily buying today, they lost all interest in me.
Oh,
so
I appreciate the kind words. You'll never catch me saying a negative thing about anywhere else. There's good, at the end of the day, man, there's good people at all these dealerships, but we try to do it consistently, right?
Right.
Try to keep in mind that that motorcycling is fun, right?
It indeed is fun.
It's
and I know
there's
plenty
way
of people
worse.
that have bought bikes over there and have had good experiences over there.
I
have not. So it's just me.
I don't know where you're talking about.
No, probably not.
I can't. I have no idea.
It's a Harley dealership east of the Lakeshore.
It's somewhere over in Buffalo, New York, or so.
That's all I'm gonna say. East of the Lakeshore. Because I don't want to. I mean, I'm not gonna come right out and throw one under the bus, but
yeah. No, man, it's just at the end of the day, right? It's try and treat people right. Try and be honest. Try and be open. Keep in mind that motorcycling is fun and that we do it because we enjoy it, not because we have to, right?
Right.
As the old saying goes, there's far more efficient means of transportation than a motorcycle, right? But we do it because we enjoy it and it's cool, and it brings us a different sense of freedom, and I love being a part of it.
You meet the coolest people on motorcycles.
You do. You meet the coolest people on it, and you feel cool when you're on one. So, it's
if you rode today, you're feeling really cool.
You're feeling really cool. Yeah. I had not to continue to get long-winded here,
Oh, that's all right. That's what we do here.
Okay, perfect. No, careful what you say. We could be here all night. I had a guy come back from a test ride today, man, and he just he walked inside grinning ear to ear, and he's like, "Man, that motorcycle's awesome." I'm like, yeah, you like that? He's like, yeah, but man, I should have brought gloves. Like the guy, he was gone for like 45 minutes on this bike with no gloves in 39 degrees, but just didn't get off it. Just kept on plugging away.
Well, we rode one November, and it was 32 when we left here, and we ended up at Hot Rod.
We ended up at Hot Rod.
We had a 200-some mile ride that day, but we ended up at Hot Rod, and we bought warmer gloves.
Right. Yeah. Good. We are a good spot for gloves and coffee if you ever need any. So,
awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Hey, we appreciate you.
Yep.
Thanks for coming on. I know we've been trying to tackle this. Everybody's schedule is crazy, but I'm going to get this out first thing in the morning, and I'll tag you guys in it and do with it what you want. You might want to hide it. I don't know.
Well, no worries at all. Like I said, my only request is next time it's there and a glass of bourbon or so.
All right. That sounds like a good request. I like those requests. We can do that.
Perfect.
All right, brother.
All right. Appreciate you guys.
Have a good night. We'll see you Saturday.
See you Saturday.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
See you then. Bye.
There we go. Josh Voss, General Manager of Hot Rod Harley Davidson, the best Harley Davidson dealership this side of the lake. Just my humble opinion. Big swap meet Saturday, 10 to 3. Be sure to go check it out. We'll be down there. If you see us, I don't know, hit me with a brick or something. I might even have some swag with me. Got anything to add there, PP? No?
He's going to be the tall guy.
I'll be the tall guy.
maybe one of the tall guys of 50, but
I'll be the tall guy there with the chrome on the goatee.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Now it narrowed down to 40.
Yeah, well, if they don't know who I am, they can track it down on social media. Your picture's on social media too.
Is it really?
On our
Man,
Buzzsprout.
that's why
website.
we don't have any followers.
Probably. All right, bikers, get out there and ride. Ride on down to the swap meet on Saturday. Life is short. Get after it. Thanks for listening to the Mid-Michigan Biker Podcast. Have a good one, bikers. And remember, life is short, so get after it.